What is a soul? For countless lifetimes, this question was forbidden, reserved only for gods and those who dared to transcend mortal limits. I am Lian, an unchained rogue cultivator. No sect controls me, no rules bind me. For 1,000 years, I walked my own path, defying heaven and decoding the secrets of qi and souls with modern science. I stood at the peak of my cultivation world, until the gods deemed me too dangerous to live. Unaligned cultivators are hated by higher realms, and soul research is taboo. I never practiced demonic cultivation, I only studied souls to protect my own life. Still, the gods labeled me a great evil. On my ascension day, they gathered ancient beasts and 100 peak cultivators to kill me mid-tribulation. They thought they erased my defiance from the universe. They were wrong. Heavenly thunder locked onto my mountain peak. Major sects hurled accusations and old grudges, simply because I refused to kneel and let heaven rule my fate. As they unleashed endless sword qi and elemental attacks, I activated my century-old preparation, lightning-infused metals forged into a perfect Faraday cage, built to withstand 7 heavenly tribulation strikes. Their strongest attacks dissipated against my barrier. 6 thunderbolts crashed down, scorching my defenses but never breaking them. I calculated every energy shift, clinging tightly to my ascension chance. Yet the final strike brought no freedom. Golden divine light wrapped around me, and a cold, unyielding God's voice echoed in my soul. Obscuring fate. Meddling with the stream. Freedom is a cage. In an instant, my ascension shattered. I was torn through the universe, drifting past swirling galaxies and newborn stars, before crashing into endless darkness. I woke to peaceful birdsong that felt horribly wrong. Once, my mind operated like a high-speed processor, automating cultivation calculations effortlessly. Now it was slow and sluggish, trapped within mortal limitations. I lay in an ordinary valley, but this world was anything but normal. The pure spiritual qi I'd mastered for 1,000 years was gone, replaced by fractured, corrupted dark mana. Every living creature here was twisted with madness, bunnies hunted smaller animals, birds fought endlessly, and every beast's soul was pitch black. I soon learned the horrific truth: this world's dark mana slowly erodes all souls. Even pure newborn creatures are gradually corrupted, with no mortal or beast spared. Panicked, I examined my own soul and found it untouched. My 1,000 years of unyielding freedom had forged a unique soul, immune to the rot. I was the only pure thing in this dying world, a whole world trapped in self-sustaining darkness. This isn't a curse. It's a challenge. I took shelter in a mountain cave to study this world's mana rules. Its most terrifying truth was simple: emotions create elemental power. Rage spawns dark fire and wood mana, despair breeds decaying earth mana, and fear stirs violent water mana. Joy and empathy generate faint, pure light energy, far weaker and rarer than corrupt dark mana. I cycled through every emotion for hours, condensing 10 light and dark mana beads. Using the 5 element laws from my old world, I merged and purified them, stripping away emotional corruption to recreate true spiritual qi. I devoured the white qi orb the moment it formed in my palm, abandoning traditional Danton cores. I reforged my cultivation core in my brainstem, the ideal position for precise energy control and mental calculation. Purified by my failed ascension, my body held no impurities. With every breath, I converted chaotic ambient mana into pure qi, regaining power at an unimaginable speed for native residents of this world. With my strength restored, I scouted the nearest human village and faced my worst fears. Every villager, adult and child alike, bore corrupted black souls. Kindness, empathy and purity had all but vanished from humanity here. Outside the village, I found a pregnant rabbit driven mad by corruption, attempting to devour her own young. I ended her twisted life and saved one tiny newborn bunny, naming her Lola. I infused her with pure qi and cultivated her body, turning the fragile mortal creature into a swift, fierce cultivator capable of keeping pace with my journey. To accelerate my recovery, I carved a custom blood rune formation, with fractal energy patterns around my camp. Abandoning rigid ancient rune rules, I designed the array for maximum energy absorption, letting it passively fuel my cultivation while I prepared to investigate the massive, mysterious tower on the distant horizon. Over 4 days of traveling the endless plains, I trained Lola relentlessly in stealth, speed and qi manipulation. The tiny bunny grew rapidly, becoming faster and sharper, soon outrunning my enhanced mortal form. I tempered my bones with liquid qi, enduring excruciating pain to reinforce my skull, spine and core, securing my survival in this deadly realm. I also craft a spatial necklace for Lola, gifting her a safe training space, food storage, and undetected observation of the outside world. Nearing the city, I disguised myself as a weary traveler to avoid attention from guards and nobles. The central tower grew clearer, a colossal spire piercing straight through the sky, dominating the city's center. The city blended medieval squalor with fantastical danger. Commoners crowded the outer districts, while adventurers, mages and warriors gathered in the central plaza. I realized the towering spire was no ordinary structure, it was a dungeon. Adventurers constantly entered and exited, looting resources, and slaying monsters across its layered floors. I climbed a city observation tower to survey the settlement, crafting qi spells to record and decode the local language. This world's tonal language was far more complex than any dialect I knew. I embedded thousands of recognition runes in my core, processing civilian conversations nonstop. In one day, I mastered basic speech, with my core continuously building a complete grammar and dictionary system in the background. A sharp-eyed rooftop scout named Tess witnessed my impossible vertical climb. Sensing my otherworldly power, she fled in terror, unaware we would soon invade the same dungeon. As night fell, I approached the dungeon tower and discovered its deadliest rule: spiritual qi sense is completely useless inside. The dungeon severs all external energy detection, blocking all cultivator scans and hiding its secrets. Only physical sight and raw instinct work within its walls. I stepped into the darkness with Lola, descending through the dungeon's layered floors. Each level held new environments and deadlier monsters: raccoon dog beasts on the first floor, bipedal Neo warriors on the second, twisted tunnels, magic-wielding giant pigeons, and solid golden puppet golems. Lola evolved rapidly through every battle, abandoning clumsy attacks to channel lethal qi through her limbs. I created floating qi grids to map each floor, and adapted my spells to counter the dungeon's energy-eroding walls. On the 7th floor, we entered a vast water cavern, where I learned to weaponize emotion to spawn destructive water whirlpools. Qi is controlled power. This world's mana is raw, emotional chaos. It's messy, but it's powerful. We cleared hordes of water beasts, and mastered water combat. As we advanced toward the 8th floor, the dungeon's atmosphere shifted completely. Rot hung in the air, and delicate, deadly spider webs lined the tunnels. All low-level monsters were gone, replaced by a far deadlier, lurking presence. I once thought this dungeon was merely a simple challenge, a place to test foreign magic, train Lola, and recover my peak power. But the silent air, fading mana and deadly silk reveal a terrifying truth: this dungeon is no mere monster lair. It is the core of this world's corrupt system, the very source of the dark mana, eroding every soul on the planet. Deep in its hidden floors lurks a horror that may threaten even my ascension-defying power. The gods sent me here to die. But they didn't trap me in a prison. They trapped me in their greatest secret. And I'm about to dig it up. The deeper we crawl, the darker the truth becomes.